I've got to mute all
Oh.
See you, Sinister.
We're here in just a second. I'll be both.
Just make it Sinister, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be both.
Yeah, set yourself race director. Perfect. Then I really won't be last.
I guess it could be both, or what? Or can I?
Yeah, you should be able to make it Sinister.
I've been nominated as race director. Nope, there goes the broadcaster. Wait. If I'm,
you should be able to turn broadcasting on now, again.
If I'm the race director, then I could still be the broadcaster, right? I've got a viewer already.
You should be able to.
Hello, viewer. I would leave now. Okay. Right. Probably shouldn't start the stream now because there's still a lot of confusions going on. So if I'm the race director, I'm still the broadcaster, right?
Sinister.
Sure.
Okay, alright. We're good. We're ready to go. I guess I'll mute y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Alright. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the GT3 League and Project Cars 2. We're here at Brands Hatch for the second round of the season in the Project Cars 2 GT3 League, hosted by Intersport 37. As we are ready to start the qualifying session for the sprint race, and after the sprint race, we will have a 40-minute feature race, which is a reversion grid. So stay tuned for the feature race, as it is supposed to rain during the feature race, so it should be very entertaining. So on track now is STX Cone Dodger, one of the fastest guys in practice. He knows his way around this track, and he knows his Audi. Just going to go through the field here, see who else is on track. We have Daniel, who is in Renault for this race, and each car was chosen by each driver after the round 1 race back at Monza for those who participated in that race. Welcome to the Project Cars 2 GT3 League, hosted by Intersport 37, who is in the Ferrari for this race and picked a good time to cut over to him. This is his league, and this will probably be the only race streamed, as me, Mr. L43, is actually a driver in this league, but I had a little small little mishap and I burnt my hand, so I can't really drive today. So I've been assigned to do the commentary duties for tonight's race here at Brands Hatch. As we look at, so we're here for qualifying for the sprint race, and after the sprint race, we will have a reverse grid 40-minute feature race. So stay tuned for that, as that will be guaranteed to have some action. As we look here at Drive the Guard 88 in the Porsche, he is the only driver to set a lap so far. And I take that back into the top of the standings is XX Schreiber 13 in the Anetta. Pole should be around a 23.5, so it's not a great lap from driver, but it's still a fantastic banker lap for him to try and set a faster lap later in the session. Snipper Pig 007. This is his first race on a wheel. He is usually a pad player, so he goes a third with a 27.0, and then there's Damage, and he goes to second with a 26.3 in the Nissan. Driver goes in the dirt a little bit, and he's just going to go to the pits. I would probably done the same thing. Let's have a look at Cone Dodger here, one of the fastest guys in this race. He was the fastest in practice a while back this evening. He's coming around the final corner now. Let's see if this can bring him up to pole. And that's going to bring him to pole with a 24.1. Great lap there from STX Cone Dodger. I wouldn't have expected anything else from him. And now he's in the wall. Probably going to take that to the pits. Yeah. So now we go on here with the UDL Damage. He's currently sitting in P3. But that got taken away from Daniel. He's spinning through turn 1, but that's after he set his flyer with a 25.8. Still over a second off of STX Cone Dodger, who set a really fast lap there with a 24.1. Go back on board here with Snipper Pig 007. He set a 26.0 his first lap. He's going to see if he can improve in the Bentley. Gonna hop on board with Intersport 37 here in the Ferrari. The owner of this league. It's gonna be tough to see if anyone has anything for Cone, but if anyone does, this is the man right here, Intersport 37. He's coming around the final corner now. Don't know if this is his outlap or not, but we're gonna find out if he improves at all. He does improve to a 25.1. That's good enough for P4 in this session. Now he's going to spin, probably bring that back to pit road. Let's head back on board with Daniel in the Renault. His fastest at the moment is a 25.8. He's going to see if he can improve him. He looks quick here. There we go. Now should be able to pop up his delta for each sector. Have a track map on. So here comes Daniel. He's coming around the final corner across the line now. It's going to be a few seconds off. It must have been his outlap, but he He's going to be in the middle of a lot of traffic here. So now we're going to follow Daniel for his actual time lap here. A little wide through turn 3 there. Coming around turn 4. Hugging the apex as much as possible. Looks good. Flat on the power. 7/10 down on his fastest time though. All 9 cars are out on track to try and round off this qualifying session with a really fast time. Cone Dodger still on top with a 124.1. Atop on board with XX Driver. He's coming around the final corner now to start his lap. Maybe the only driver that might have anything for Cone. Let's see if he does. He comes around turn 1 a little wide, going to use as much track as possible. And as this was happening, Snipper Pig actually went 3rd fastest with a 124.8. Very impressive from the man who's doing his first race on a wheel. But back up to Driver, who's P2, around turn 3, flat on the power, heading down to P4, shifts all the way down to 2nd gear. Looks relatively nice. He's a few hundredths up. He's got to find a lot more than that if he wants a chance for pole, though. He's now 4/10 up through the 2nd sector. Gets a little sideways through that corner. Might have lost a lot of time there. He needs to find 2 more tenths if he wants a chance at pole. It's going to be a great lap here from Driver. But will it be enough for P1? Little slippery through the final corner. Flat on the power. Here he comes down the final straight and across the line. Will it be enough? No, it will not. He lost a lot of time and only improved by a tenth or so. Who else is coming across the line? We have Snipper Pig. Around the final corner. Is it enough? Will he start on pole in his first ever race on a wheel? No. Let's see for Daniel. No, that's not enough. Damage. No, that's not enough. But he does improve. But now, we focus our eyes to Intersport. Does he have what it takes to take pole away from STX Cone Dodger? He's 800ths down. He's got to find a lot of time in the final sector if he wants to take pole. I don't think he's going to do it. There's not enough corners to find a full second. Around the final corner now. New fastest lap from Cone, a 24 flat. Does Intersport have anything for him? Intersport crossed the line. Don't think it was enough. Really don't know if I'm being honest. And no, it is not. It's going to be STX Cone Dodger pole positioned for the sprint race. So we're going to go and talk to Mr. Cone Dodger. All right. Cone, do you have a copy?
What was that, Sinister?
All right, so, okay, good. Cone, great lap in qualifying. It puts you P1 for the session. Do you feel like that you could have gone faster, or was a 24.0 you're probably as fast as you could have gone?
I had a little bit more to give, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Starting on P1.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, how do you think the race is going to go for you?
We're going to find out real soon here.
Yes, we are. We have XX Driver who's starting P2. He was a few tenths off your time, and and he was actually tracking to take pole away from you, but he got a tad bit sideways out of the final corner and lost a whole lot of time. So it's going to be a very close race between y'all two.
Absolutely. He's very talented.
For sure. Well, thanks for taking time to talk to us, and good luck in the race. Gonna go to Intersport now. Hey, Intersport, you got a copy? Having some issues with Intersport here. Alright, hey buddy, not a great qualifying session from you. You're starting P4 here for the sprint race, about a second off of Tone's time. Do you think that you left anything on the table? Right. Yeah, so how do you think at the race is going to go for you? Yeah. Right. Well, thanks for taking time to speak with us, and good luck, and have a great race. We're going to talk to Snipper Pig now, the man who is starting his first race on a wheel. Hey, Piggy. You got a copy?
What?
On a steering wheel. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good. A little bit of a shock, honestly.
Yeah.
Just try not to take out the field at turn 1 and I'll be good.
That's the plan. Thanks for taking time to talk to us. I've got to go because y'all are coming around the final corner now. Yeah, buddy. Alright. So here we go for the start, and we are green here at Brands Hatch. It's Cone. He gets off to a flyer of a start. He's going to be followed by Driver, and we've got a spin. It's Snipper Pig. No, it's Snipper Pig. He spun already. He did exactly what he didn't want to do. He spun it in turn 1. Oh, you hate to see it for Snipper Pig. But back up at the front, it's Cone, who leads Driver, and then it's Intersport, and then Damage, then James Suds, who I didn't see in qualifying, it's probably just me being a horrible broadcaster. Then it's Drive the Guard 88, and then Mobius. Cone is looking to check out from Driver and Intersport here. Looks like Daniel AD has left the session. Might be a Wi-Fi problem. Don't really know what's going on there. So it looks like we've got another spin. It's Mobius. Mobius in the Acura has spun out. He's in the wall, and he's going to be passed by Snipper here. Yes, Snipper gets past Mobius. Mobius will rejoin here in P8. Back up at the front. Cone already has a 1 second advantage over the rest of the field. Side by side for P2. It's Driver and Intersport side by side. Ferrari versus Janetta. Who's going to come out on top here? It's going to be Driver, who has the inside line through turn 1. And Intersport will have to settle for P3 for the moment. Coming back through the field now. It's James Suds in P4. Drive the Guard 88 in P5. UDL Damage P6. Snipper Pig in 007 in P7. And then we have Mobius, who's in the pits right now in P8. Back to the front. Cone already out to a 2.5 second advantage over driver and Intersport. Cone's just a class of the field today. No one can touch him. It's absolutely an incredible drive so far by Cone. But then in P2, it's driver. He's got a rear end full of Intersport. He is all up in his gearbox. See, an Intersport is he's kind of in the grass a little bit, so he won't have a great run on him here. Driver's going to try and check out from Intersport here. Back up at the front. Cone is still expanding his lead. 2.5 seconds is the gap from first to second. The best battle on track at the moment is the battle for P2. Driver and Intersport. No one can seem to touch Cone. In qualifying, driver was the only driver who seemed to have pace to challenge for pole. But he's really getting gapped by Cone here, so he's really going to need to turn on the jets if he wants to have a chance to win this race. And Intersports, once again, he's catching up to driver at an alarming rate. Driver is going to have to defend a lot here from Intersport. Got a pretty good battle for P5 here. His damage is in the sand. Damage is in the sand and made a mistake out of the final corner. That's going to allow Snipper Pig and Drive the Guard 88 to go past him. And Damage will go down to P7 in front of Mobius, who is about to go a lap down. Gap from first to second now, 3.7 seconds. Cone's just too fast. No one can seem to catch him, and it seems that Intersport finally decided to turn on his lights. Took him long enough. Gap from second and third staying about the same, about a second or so. Intersport's in the dirt. That's not going to help him at all, for obvious reasons. But in fourth, not that far back, honestly, James Suh is having a pretty incredible race here in P4. In his debut, I think. I don't think he participated at Monza. But he's on track to have a really good finish here. Behind him is Drive the Guard 88 in the Porsche. Behind him is Snipper Pig in the Bentley, who started P3 but obviously had to spin in turn 1. Behind him is UDL Damage in the Nissan. In the 8th place is Mobius in the Acura. Back up at the front. What's happened here? Driver has fallen down to P4. That is my bad. I was not able to catch that on camera. Dadgummit. But Driver has had an incident and he's down to P4. I didn't even see it happen. And the gap from first to second is now 7 seconds. So something remarkable must have happened, and this puts James Suds back to the podium spots. Very ashamed that I missed that on the broadcast, and I couldn't show that to you guys. But yeah, wow, something incredible has happened to Driver, and someone has left a session. and it was Mobius who went ahead and who just left the session. So now we're down to 7 cars in this race. Driver spun again. Driver spun. He's sideways. What is going on in the Chinetta? What's going on there? That's two incidents very close to each other. Can't seem to keep the car on track, and this moves Snipper Pig up to P5 and Drive the Guard up to P4. So through the field now, we have Cone up, who's up in P1, and Intersport, who is in P2, and then James Suds in P3. P4 is Drive the Guard 88. P5 Snipper Pig is Snipper Pig 007. P6 is XX Driver, who's shown incredible pace, but just can't keep all 4 tires on the tarmac. And P7, rounding out the field, is UDL Damage in the Nissan. Excuse me. Gap from first to second now, 8 seconds. That's gone up a second within 1 lap. See the lap times from the top 2 drivers and see the speed difference. So 124.5 from Cone, and then there's Intersport. He's gonna set a 125.5, a full second faster Cone. Wow, that's incredible. We're going to have an in-race interview here with the race leader Cone. Cone, you got a copy?
Yep.
Great.
Gotcha, sir.
So you're having a heck of a race out there. You've got about a 10-second advantage over P2. Did you imagine that the race would go this well for you?
No, I got pretty lucky that both Intersport and Driver were battling with each other, and that kind of allowed me to get in the position where I am now.
Yeah, right. So Driver has proven to be the only driver in this lobby who actually has pace to really touch you, and he ended up and spun twice, and now he's down in P6. So does that boost your confidence at all, or what?
I don't think it really changes anything for me. Just trying to come in, be consistent, hit my marks.
Got you.
Go from there.
Well, I hope I didn't put a huge commentator's curse on you, but have a great second half of the race. That was Cone Dodger, our race leader at the moment. 10 seconds ahead of Intersport. And as all this is happening, it seems that James Suds is actually closing in onto Intersport here. James Suds could be on for P2. Don't know if he's going to be able to take it from him, but if we go back in the field, we've got a good battle for P5 here, as Snipper Pig is going to have to try and defend from the very quick XX driver, who we know is insanely fast. Driver, he's going to have a good run on Snipper. He's going to dive down to the inside onto the final straight here. He's going to have the inside for this corner, and he's going to make the move stick, and Snipper runs wide. Snipper spins out. Snipper Pig spins out in turn 1 again. just like he did on lap 1. Very unfortunate for Snipper. He's only going to lose 1 spot though as damage. He's way back there. He won't have anything to worry about from him anytime soon. Back at the front, Cone Dodger still leading from Intersport, 11.5 seconds the gap. Now we have James Suds keeping Intersport at a pretty reasonable distance. Gap's not increasing. I say that, and the gap is increasing at a dramatic rate now. Back behind James is driving the guard 88 in the Porsche. He's being chased down by Driver, who's going to be on an absolute tear to get as much points as possible. What's happened there? Drive the guard 88's gone straight into the wall. That's a lot of damage onto the Porsche. Happened so fast I didn't even catch it. But looks like he's gonna get passed by Snipper Pig here. That's a lot of damage. He's gonna have to pit and get that and get that patched up. There's no way that car is in any sort of driving condition. Snipper Pig should be able to catch him here. Back up front, Cone Dodger still dominating, pulling out about a whole second a lap on Intersport. So Intersport, let's see if Intersport was faster this lap. 25.8 from Cone. Intersport sets 26.6. No, nowhere close to Intersport. James Suds keeping Intersport at about the same distance, not letting him get off easy. But now, Driver 13, he's gonna be on a tear. He's probably the fastest guy on track. Not that lap though. That still goes to Cone, setting an absolute incredible lap. And Snipper was finally able to get past Drive the guard 88. Finally, Drive the guard's not coming to the pits, even with having that much damage on his car. It's kind of a weird move there on Drive the guard, but nevertheless, he's down there and I'm up here, so he probably knows a lot more than I do. Up front, Cone Dodger, 14 seconds the gap now. That gap keeps expanding. 4.5 minutes remaining in this race. No one has anything for Cone Dodger. Unless he spins out, Cone Dodger is going to be able to run away with this, lead every single lap. But don't let this drive turn you away from the feature race. That is a reverse grid race, 40 minutes in the rain. Anything's possible. And that race will see UDL damage starting to actually take that back. That's going to have Daniel on pole since he was the first to leave the session. So technically, of the cars entered, he is P last. At Cone, so that's another fly of a lap. The last lap, so that's 24.5. About 2 seconds faster than Intersport. Absolutely incredible. Now, speaking of Intersport, James Suds is catching Intersport. That gap's gone down almost a full second. James Suds is really coming. Now, Cone is approaching lap traffic in the form of UDL damage. Will damage play nice, or will damage just be a nuisance? Gonna find out soon, since Cone is lapping about 6 seconds faster than damage, so he's gonna be on top of him in no time. About 3 minutes left in the race here. 16.5 seconds your gap from P1 to P2. It's been quite a boring sprint race, and Damage does the smart thing, pulls out of the way. That's a respectable move from Damage there. Yeah, from James and Intersport stayed about the same. Nothing has really changed there. 7.2 seconds. It stayed around that for pretty much from the 6-minute mark. Nothing's changed. Back to P4. XX driver is gaining on James Suds. Don't think he's going to have enough time to get back on the podium though. P5 is Snapper Pig 007, who spun out twice, and he's still on track for a P5 finish. P6, Drive the Guard, who spun. Drive the Guard spun out. What's happened to Drive the Guard? Drive the Guard and Snapper both having problems in the first part of the track. They just can't seem to keep their car glued down through those few corners. 9 seconds the gap. No, 8 seconds the gap from Intersport to James now. And Intersport's finally found some pace, and he's pulling her away from James Suds. But Cone, that's an absolutely remarkable drive from Cone. 17.2 seconds ahead of the field. 1 minute remaining in the session. This may be the final lap here. I'm not sure. There might be one more lap in it. Not too sure. He's a 10th up on his best time, so Cone's going for a really good lap here. But we're gonna to watch him all the way, and yes, there's gonna be one lap to go here at Brands Hatch, coming around the final corner. White flag is out from Brands Hatch. Cone takes the white flag. 10 seconds left. Time will expire here. All Cone has to do is keep it on track for one more lap, and he wins the sprint race from Brands Hatch for the PC2 GT3 League, hosted by Intersport 37. Cone Dodger out of turn 5 now, looking very clean. Coming through turn 6 now. It takes it very aggressively down the 4th flat on the power. He's going to just keep it in 4th for the second right hand kink. He's approaching some lap traffic. Don't think it's going to be a factor though. And what a drive. What a drive it's been from STX Cone Dodger. Around the final corner, double checkers are in the sky. One of the greatest drives I've ever seen in Project Cars 2. STX Cone Dodger takes your feature race. Your sprint race from Brands Hatch for the PC2 GT3 League, hosted by Intersport 37. Now, we go on our league owner, Intersport 37, who's running P2. Didn't have enough to challenge Cone. Around the final corner, and Intersport is going to do what he said he wanted to do and finish higher than what he started. And he's going to bring it home. P2, 3rd place, remarkable drive. James Suds rounds out the podium. And in P4, I hate to see it for driver. Had great pace and could have probably challenged Cone for the win here, but he's going to come across P4. But P5, way back there, coming around the penultimate corner now. is Snipper Pig 007 on the run down to the final corner now. He's going to really whip it in here. That's going to be Snipper Pig 007 finishing P5. We've got another guy joining the party. No hard feelings, bucko, but I'm going to have to mute you because I'm commentating. Now we're going to see Drive the Guard, who couldn't keep his car on track, but nevertheless, he's going to persevere and finish the race, and he's going to come home P7. And then there's Damage. Don't know what's going on there. That's going to be the end of the sprint race, but don't go away. We are going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back and ready for the main event, the feature race, which we will see Daniel on pole for. So you will not want to miss that. So for now, for 10 minutes, this has been Sinister Owl. Good day. Before I go, I lied. We're going to get some post-race interviews, especially from your winner, Cone Dodger. Cone, you got a copy? Cone, what a drive out there, man. Winning by about 20 seconds over Intersport. So just take us, what was going through your head in that incredible drive of yours? Yes, sir. Yeah, fantastic drive. But that's gonna kind of hurt you because you will be starting in P last for the 40-minute feature race that will be in the rain. How do you feel about the feature race that's coming up? That is the plan. Well, thanks for taking time again to speak to us, and good luck in the feature race. All right, and after this, we're going to go to James Sudds, who gets a podium. James, you got a copy, buddy? James, it's Sinister from the booth. You got a copy? Not going to hear anything from James Sudds today, but still a great drive from James. So we're going to get an interview with our league owner here of Intersport 37. Intersport, you got a copy? All right, guys. We're going to try that one again. Intersport, you got a copy? Yeah, all right. P2 finish in the sprint race, just didn't have what it took to catch up to Cone there. So just tell us what was going through your head in the sprint race that had a pretty good amount of action, including a very fast guy and driver spinning pretty much right next to you. Gotcha. 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 Yeah. I don't think anyone did really. But yeah. So for the feature race, you will be starting what, P9, since Daniel's gonna be on pole. Right. So P9 for you. Is that correct? Or P8, something like that. Right. So and rain is in the forecast for the feature race. So how do you think at that race is going to go for you? Right, right. Well, the great thing about rain is that anything can and will happen, and this is anyone's race. So good luck in the feature race, and thanks for taking time to talk to us again. All right, that's going to be the last of the post-race interviews until the feature race. So for now, it's been Sinister Al. Good day. This is not an interview. I am just unmuting a whole bunch of people because we're taking a break, right? All right, guys. So great race. That was some good stuff.
Oh, hi, sister.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, hey, Cindy.
This is not an interview, by the way. Just
I know.
yeah. Okay.
I could tell. Why the hell would you be interviewing me?
Got off
I'm
point.
just saying. I had a pretty egregious race. Do you know what egregious means? Hard tires suck.
Hard tires are no bueno. El Capitan. Yes, sir.
Capitan.
Okay. Who is Matteo Scapatura?
I don't know, somebody named Matt.
Oh. Cone, okay. I don't think
Yeah,
you can hear
hard
me.
tires
I
got
thought I
first
turned off
and
my-
last.
I thought I turned off my voice sharing for now.
Why would you turn off your voice sharing? This is where all the comedy is to be had in this 10 minutes.
Because we're just taking a break. Really.
Did you like that tactical spin at turn 1, Sinister?
Like you did it twice, yeah.
Alright, so
hyped you
I'm going in there, right? So I'm used to shifting down from 5th to 3rd, right? So I was not in 5th going in there, so I shifted from 4th to 2nd, and the car did not appreciate that.
Yeah, like, you slowed down all of a sudden and went straight to the right, and I'm like, Snipper? I didn't know what happened. I thought I hit you or something. I'm like, I don't have any damage. Okay. I was pretty
No,
concerned.
it's just me being retarded. Pretty much.
I was big concerned. That's why I spun to let you back through.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm Mr. Big Nice.
Oh, Sinister, how's commentating going, by the way?
It's going fine. Not bad.
How are all those Colin interviews? Are they doing well?
But I think I only had like 2.
I think I counted 3 actually.
Okay, 3. I think I did. It's fine because I think I did Intersport twice. Cone 3 times. I don't think I interviewed Driver.
And that's it.
I interviewed
You
some
only
more people,
you only interviewed 2 people.
and I interviewed Snipper some. I tried to interview James, but he didn't pick up. I didn't interview you for obvious reasons.
You should have said that I could have complained about the hards to somebody else. I was talking about how I was getting my wet run practicing.
Wait, were you on the hearts for qualifying too?
No, I was on sauce for
Oh,
quali.
okay.
I was fine in quali. I just sucked in
Well, I mean,
quali.
I don't
Like
know if
that was just
fine's the
me.
right word.
That was just me in
I
qualifying.
thought you
but
were a
I
second
couldn't do
faster
anything.
than me, though.
I mean, you ran my pace, but I just sucked.
I'm sorry. I had to.
This is
I thought you
gonna
were going to
be
be fighting for last, bro. So I was like,
This is
I
gonna
looked at the
be-
scoreboard. I'm like, P6.
this is gonna be a heck of a feature race, boys.
Oh, it's gonna be an absolute shit show.
Oh, it's gonna be something.
So I'll
I'm
spin a
ready.
turn 1 again. I'll take out Cone and Intersport
I have to
with
piss.
me.
I'll be back.
Hey, just take out everybody P4 and back, okay? That's your job.
Oh, I'm at P5. Oh, fuck, dude.
Oh, P5 and back, I guess.
Oh, shit. Why do I have to
We
be in
can
the middle?
race for the win up here.
I did the tactical spin at turn 1 to make sure I got pole in the feature race, but it didn't work.
You're welcome. I'm not even on pole. Mobius
you're
isn't either. And he didn't even run half of the race. See, his strategy failed him.
And, Daniel ran 3 laps and still isn't on pole. Wait, no, he is on pole, actually.
No, Daniel got disqualified. He just,
He didn't ready up.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he didn't start. So he's
That
the
gets
one
you
on pole.
DQ'd?
No, you just can't start.
Oh.
Although, no, I think if you don't ready up, I think you can start from the pit lane.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I heard someone say he didn't ready up, so I just assumed that's what it was.
He wouldn't have been last, that's for sure.
Is he coming back?
I don't know. I don't speak his language.
Because he's not in here right now.
Oh yeah, did I fuck any of you up by spinning turn 1 or no?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. It's not my intention.
You
What
made me
happened?
very scared.
I was ahead of you the whole race. You had no bearing on my race whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
Go you. I was the
Probably
one right
helped me more
behind
than
him.
anything.
I lost my rhythm so hard after that because I was trying to figure out what happened. If you
Oh,
would have
so
just
that's your
said that
excuse?
you downshifted into second right off the rip, I would have done a 118, 119 somewhere in there.
No, my apologies, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, you made my hard tires bad. It's all your fault. You made the boat even boatier.
This race is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Hey, I'm happy that this GTR is better in the wet than it is in the dry. It handles the exact same in the wet. Terribly.
Yeah, my car does not turn in the wet.
Mine does.
I was going to say,
Like I
as you
said-
guys saw, we were all very close in times in optimal conditions in the wet, so I think this feature race is going to be very good.
Yeah. I can't go on the hards. They're all the same compound wets. I hope I'm never in this car again. And if I am, I'm strategically missing that race and getting sick.
No, that race is the first time I've enjoyed driving that Bentley
I love the
around this
Bentley.
track.
The Bentley's a good car.
Well, yeah, I know, but like this track, I just despise.
Yeah, it is better at higher speed tracks, but
At least it sounds good. I'm driving a boat that doesn't even sound
it
good.
sounds so good. Yeah, that GTR sounds horrible.
Yeah. It sounds bad and it doesn't turn.
The Audi sounds alright. At least it's V10 noises.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the best sounding car is the Bentley.
Oh, I don't know. I like the Z4. The Z4 and the Bentley are
Yeah, I mean,
right up there for me.
The Bentley. Can't beat the big boy Brit.
I don't know. I love that high-strung Z4.
Is anybody in the true white boy? No, nobody's in the M6. Or the M. Yeah,
I think
M2
Koala
or
was
whatever.
in the M6,
Yeah,
but he's obviously not here.
yeah. No true wide boys here. You just got. Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say some other toxic stuff.
You're missing someone in that order. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. You're not. I just saw 10 people in our lobby and I realized that it was Sinister instead of Daniel.
Yay! Yay, Senator! Yee.
Is Daniel coming? I say if he's not coming, I say put Rome on pole. That's me.
All I gotta say
Alright,
is
guys,
if I end up like in at least P2 here, whoever's in P3 and further back, just give me about a 5 to 6 car link buffer.
So what's the starting grid? Because since Daniel's not here.
Cause I'm gonna make shit happen.
I'm just gonna yeet my car into turn 1.
Just so you know that pedal that you use to slow down. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's like the clutch or something.
Yeah, clutch pedal.
Yeah, just don't touch it. Just hold the right foot all the way down,
Okay.
and just try to take the most aggressive early apex you can. Okay.
Yeah, turn one's flat, right?
Early apex.
Yes,
though.
very. Well,
Yeah.
You know what? Me, it gives me
that's terrible.
it gives me a break to chill out.
I can wait 3 minutes and 3 seconds anymore, and it's just too much time. I'm so busy. I've got so much to do tonight. Like,
Does James have a mic? Yeah, because I tried to.
I thought
be
you were
in,
talking
and
about voucher.
And he didn't talk. So
He,
'cause
he
got
only
himself a
talks.
podium. But
He only
I'm so
talks to
glad that
Valtteri.
Oh my god, you're just doubling down on that shit.
okay.
I mean, good lord.
Sounds great. Did you think I was gonna kill myself? You're right.
Well, you're right.
If any of you were following me on Twitter, I would send you the best video on Twitter. And you would laugh until your little heart will not laugh anymore.
So how many drivers are in the feature race? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If Daniel shows up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not gonna say the rest of that line. I know you're stealing.
That's an oldie right there. I made a really cringe vine whenever I was in middle school.
Oh yeah.
It snowed.
Oh,
It
boy.
snowed, and I'm standing at the window, and I said,
God.
"White, white, white." Turned
Oh,
the
God.
camera around, even more white. And then just
That
cut it off.
sounds like the. Oh my. Oh my.
It was actually so funny. And I still go back to it every once in a while because I have it
You should
saved
send it
somewhere.
to me.
Hell no.
Come on. Come
I wouldn't do that
on.
if I was paid $1 million, bro.
Daniel's
I would
here. Let's
never
go
send
racing,
that
guys.
out.
Let's go
Hey.
racing.
Hey, don't forget to ready up this time, Danny. It'd need to be a hell of a lot more than $5.
And I've got to mute y'all again. Except for driver.
Alright, bye, Cindy.
But not yet. Give it. Good
Oh.
God. Don't kick me out just yet.
I was really hoping to get rid of you there.
Yay. Good.
Alright.
Give me just a second. Give me just a second.
Okay. Not
How
really.
long's he?
Alright, guys. I'll see you RM. Alright, guys. Welcome to the main event of the evening, the 40-minute feature race here at Brands Hatch. But before we do anything, we're going to get an interview with Driver, who had a interesting race in the sprint race. Hey, Driver, you got a copy? Driver. Driver, you got a copy? We'll check back on that later. Just waiting for all this to load in. This is the awkward part of the session where I just sit here and talk to no one. Here we go. Getting ready to start the formation lap here for the main event of the evening. Sit here. I'm going to be quiet. And then I'll talk again once the cars actually start rolling and they get into their right grid slots. Hey, Driver, you got a copy? Alright, man. So, the sprint race, it was not the greatest of races for you. What exactly happened to cause you to I guess, just lose control? Gotcha, gotcha. So back in qualifying, you proved to be the only driver who really had something for Cone. Do you think that you can take that pace and have a good feature race here? Well, alright then. I sure hope it's a good one. Well, good luck, and thanks for taking the time to talk with us. That was Driver, who is the driver of the Shinetta GT3. As what you're seeing on screen here is all the drivers lining up and getting into their correct spot on the grid. Daniel's pole sitter, Mobius P2, Damage P3, Drive the Guard P4, Snipper Pig P5, Driver P6, Intersport P7, Cone P8, and he joined late, so Rome will be starting from the rear of the field. Right, so rules of this race, it is a 29 lap race, which is the equivalent of 40 minutes. There will be a mandatory pit stop, but it's not a rule stating what to do in the mandatory pit stop. You just have to be in pit lane once this race. Coming out of sector 2 now, through the coming out of the penultimate corner now. Daniel leads them through. Expect Daniel to really show out. He's also a very quick driver, and he is lucky enough to start on pole for the feature race. Here we go. Grid's forming up. This is the moment the race fan dreams for. Grid forms up 2 by 2 across the line. Daniel will lead them down to the line. Lights are on. We go green. We're racing from Brands Hatch for the GT3 PC2 League, hosted by Intersport 37. It's Daniel who gets off to a fly of a start. And it looks like Mobius will hold P2 from Drive the Guard. Pretty clean start from the entire field. Mobius goes wide a little bit. So does a lot of people. That's going to see XX Driver try and move into P3 now. But now he's going to have the outside line, and he's not going to be able to take it. So, and Daniel is loose, and he drops down to P4. Mobius takes the lead of the race here at Brands Hatch. He was Drive the Guard up to P2. Daniel goes to P3, and this driver P4. 5th place is Damage. 6th place is Intersport. 7th Rome. 8th is Snipper. And what's happened to Cone? Cone back in P9. Something's happened there that I've missed, because that's just how good I am at commentary. And there's XX Driver in the grass, might lose a spot here. Contact with Damage. Damage going to go a little wide, but they're going to both keep it on. They're going to both keep it on track here. Back at the front, it's Mobius. Leaving, Daniel spins. Daniel spins coming out. Oh, big crash. Rome and Daniel hit. Big damage for Rome. Snipper Pig's going to move up to P6. Rome's going to come back on the middle of the track. He's going to force Cone to take a very awkward line. But back to the front of the field now. Mobius who leads from Drive the Guard. Drive the Guard might send one here. No, he thinks better of it. Mobius leads that lap, but Mobius loses a lot of speed, and Drive the Guard's in the dirt. What's going on here? Drive the Guard. Oh, Drive the Guard hits the wall. Oh, Drive the Guard in the Porsche was on track to have a great race, and he puts it in the wall. Oh, you hate to see that for Drive the Guard. is really looking to have a great feature race here. But back up front, Mobius leading 1.5 seconds back is XX Driver. Third place, UDL Damage. Fourth place, Snipper Pig. Fifth is Combs. There's just been that many incidents. Sixth is Drive the Guard. Seventh, Intersport. Eighth is Rome in the pits. And ninth, Daniel, who's also in the pits. Mobius trying to check out from Driver and Damage here. And, well, it's not going to be hard. His Damage is spun, and he is in the wall. He's going to let the entire field go by before he rejoins. He's found a gap, though, and he's going to rejoin in front of Drive the Guard. Take that back. He's going to let him go. And now he's going to finally get back going. But all this moves Snipper Pig up to a podium position. Back into the podium places for Snipper Pig. Second is Drive the Guard. He's already caught up. Oh, and he saves it. He was very sideways through turn one. He was able to keep that car under control. Great display of skill there from Driver. So this is your battle for the race lead. Mobius and Driver. Shinetta versus Acura. Who will come out on top in this one? Looks like Driver may be a little bit faster here. He's really gaining on Mobius. As this is happening, it was a side-by-side battle for P3, and that's going to put Cone. He's made his way all the way up to P3 as he passes Snipper Pig. So Cone's going to try and chase down the two leaders, and we know he can, because we saw the drive he had in the sprint race. So we know that he has the talent to do it. And Mobius goes in the dirt a little bit. It's going, oh, that's not good. It's going to lose a lot of time to Driver here. Driver might send it into the final corner here. Driver's going to look to the high side. And then the Driver might duck down low, see if he can get anything going there. Driver looks for it, but it's not there. Both cars will follow suit. Mobius goes wide, and Driver's going to take the lead of the race. Driver goes to the lead because Mobius runs a little wide. Just the smallest of errors can really a little sideways there from Driver. Mobius is right back on top of him. It's not over yet, folks. As all this is happening, Cone Dodger gaining at an alarming rate. 2 seconds faster than the field that time by. So Driver's looking to check out for Mobius here. Don't think that Mobius has the pace to catch up to Driver, but we'll just have to find out and see. As we look through the field now, Snipper Pig P4, Intersport P5, Drive the Guard P6, P7, UDL Damage P8 is Rome and Daniel having a pretty good battle for P8 here, but it's a shame it's only for P8. A little bit of damage on the front of the Cadillac there, a little loose, and there goes Daniel. Rome was a little loose through there, but Rome's going to go wide. Oh no, what's going on there? Rome's going to go a lap down. Well, I guess another lap down as Intersport will cruise past him. Driver has already expanded about a 5.5 second gap. Mobius has made a mistake, and Mobius is spun. He's in the wall. That's going to move Cone up to P2 and Snipper up to P3. What's happened there? How's he going to rejoin without hurting anyone? And the thing is he's not. Intersport slams into the side of him. Oh no, that's not going to go over well with Intersport. Oh no. that front end is absolutely battered. Mobius makes a horrendous mistake and pulls out in front of the league owner. That's like hitting a cop, folks. You don't do that. But back at the front, XX drivers 5-second advantage over Cone, but we know Cone, that's going to get closed up pretty quickly here unless Cone spins out somewhere. So we've got a good race between Cone and drivers shaping up here. Cone is going for the race sweep, which I did call a while back. I did say that Cone would win both the sprint and the feature races, but no one listened to me though, as he is the first driver, I believe, to set a lap under the 130s. But then again, there's Drive the Guard set a 29.0, a really quick lap from Drive the Guard. But Intersport, let's see if he decides to pit. No, he's going to stay out. No, he is not. He's going to take his mandatory pit stop now, and he's going to try and go to the end of this race from lap 5. That's all he can do. It's unfortunate for Intersport. Let's see his pit stop here. Looking, might make some repairs here, and they're gonna let him. It's the one thing that slightly mad needs to fix is their pit stop animations. Didn't really know what happened there. Back up front, XX driver leading by 4.8 seconds over Cone, who's closed the gap up tremendously in the number 9 Audi. Third place is Snipper Pig, who's got damage on his rear, but damage is a lap down. Okay, so we have 5 cars on the lead lap, I do believe. Yeah, 5 cars on the lead lap. Damage, Dan and Rome, all 3 a lap down. Last car on the lead lap is Intersport, and who knows how long that's going to last with the damaged car he's got, and Cone and Driver really setting some fast laps. Driver's going to have to do something though if he wants to try and pull away from Cone, because Cone is gaining at a horrendous rate. Driver was probably hoping that Cone would be held up by some traffic, but that was not the case. Cone made some easy work of it. So now seems like a pretty optimal time to go with an in-race interview with Intersport 37. So give us a quick intermission to get an interview with Intersport. Hey Intersport, you got a copy? Yeah, so pretty unfortunate incident there, as it looked like that Mobius just pulled out right onto the racing line, and you had nowhere to go and just slammed into him. Would you say that's his fault, or was that? Yes, he was. He was backing out onto the track as you were coming by. Yeah, I would be too if I were you. And now you've come in and you have taken your stop, so I'm guessing from here you plan to go to the end, right? Right. Alright, well, you're still on the lead lap, so if anything happens the leaders, it's not over yet. It's a long race. It's raining, and anything could happen. So just keep your head in there, and good luck on the rest of the race. And thanks for talking to us again. That was Intersport 37, the driver of the Ferrari. Oh boy, really unfortunate stuff there. Mobius just really going for what we call down here a bonehead move. Really just backing out in front of everyone. But as all this is happening, driver in the dirt. Cone's gonna catch up, and Cone's gonna take the lead of the race. Yes, he is. Cone into the lead, but driver's not gonna let him have it that easy. Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. Driver's gonna run wide, and Cone is gonna try and check out here, which we know he can if we watch the sprint race. Oh, he's not gonna save it, is he? He didn't save it. No, he did not. Driver spins out, and Cone's really checking out now. Oh man, so this was hyped up to be a really good race, but now I think it's just gonna turn into Cone domination. Now seems like a pretty good time to have another in-race interview with Cone Dodger. So we're gonna go here with Cone. Cone, you got a copy?
Yep. Gotcha, Sinister.
Here we go again. The race just being handed right into your lap. Seems like it's Cat's commentator's curse, and that's my fault. But seems like that both the sprint and also the feature race is just going to be handed to you, because you've got a massive gap over the field, some 15 seconds now, as driver is making his pit stop, which I wouldn't blame him after spinning out like that. Probably a good time to pit. But yeah, here we are again. Another race. Just seems like yours to lose, really. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. Pretty confident with the setups I had for both races. I know I was one of the few guys who was able to make the hard tires work in the sprint race. So I think that helped me out a lot. And for this race, I've got my car set up so that I can be very aggressive with the curbs, which is costing me a little bit of time through some of the corners, but I feel like, not having to be scared of the curves and spinning out is a huge advantage.
Right. So, as you may have heard in the driver's chat, one of your biggest rivals, Intersport 37, was affected by Mobius, who was trying to pull back on track, and he pulled right back onto the racing line, and then Intersport just slammed right into him. He had nowhere to go. So your thoughts on the Mobius and Intersport incident?
Without having seen it firsthand, I feel like I can't give a really accurate representation. I know they're both good drivers, so hopefully it was just a racing incident and
fair.
Nothing more. But definitely a shame to see that happen.
Yeah. Well, good luck on the rest of the race, and thanks for talking to us again. All right, so we go back here. No good battles on track, so I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible by doing some mid-race interviews. Snipper Pig has got P2 handed right into his lap, 21 seconds back from Cone. Oh, he's going to run wide. Oh, that's not what you want to see. That's gonna let driver catch up just a tad. And I think now would be a pretty good time to go into an interview with the UDL damage. A man who's running P8 just can't find the pace really at all. Just struggling with tires. So we're going to go into an interview with him. Just ask him what's going on. Hey, damage. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got spinning.
All right. I guess all I can ask is what's going on back there. You're running P8. Your last lap was over 10 seconds off of what they should be. So, what's going on back there in P8?
Well, I just pit last lap to repair my car. I'm fighting a really HT car. It's really inconsistent, especially in like third gear. Third to fourth gear, it's really inconsistent, so I'm struggling quite a lot with it. Hopefully I can kind of get a little more used to next week's car. I didn't really practice too much in this. And hopefully I can pick something a little nicer to drive than this car. Definitely feels like I'm on ice skates right now though,
Right.
which is not fun.
Right. Also, as we speak, we've had a pass for P2. Looks like the driver has gotten past the Bentley of Snipper Pig 007. A lot of damage on that Bentley as well. Lots of front end damage. Something must have happened there that I missed. Of course I did. Well, damage. Good luck on the rest of the race and try and bring it home in one piece. All right, buddy. That was UDL damage, the driver of the Nissan. As that was happening, there was a pass for P2, so Snipper Pig's gonna make his stop right now. Probably a smart move. Some notables that still needs to happen. Cone still has to make his mandatory stop, which could be a game changer, which could bring driver back into this race if he doesn't lose too much time. But Cone's going to try and really extend the gap as much as possible here. Drive the guard in Intersport in a battle for the final podium spot. We're going to watch this battle for a while here, see if anything can come of it. We've got guard in the blue, red, and white Porsche, and we have Intersport in the red Ferrari. Who will come up on top in front of this battle is for the final podium spot. Gap from guard and Intersport staying about the same, staying just under a second. Not really much happening on track now, so we're going to just stick with this battle, see if Intersport can find a way around guard, or if guard will have some great defense and hold him up. If they come through turn one here, turn one's claimed a lot of victims, including Intersport himself, but it wasn't really his fault because we of course know what happened there. Intersport's caught up on guard pretty quickly. Guard's loose and he spins it out. Almost collects Intersport again. Intersport would have been heated if he spun and made contact with him. So that was the only good battle on track we had. So if we go back to the front of the field, Cone just putting in the laps. But turns out that last lap, that Intersport was faster than Cone that lap. So if Intersport could pull off a fantastic strategy, he could come back and be be in, might be in contention here. Now in P2, we've got the Janetta XX driver, who's dropping back drastically on Cone. So if Cone doesn't stop anytime soon, then Cone's just going to run away at this race again. Driver's getting a little bit held up by Daniel in P6. Back at the front, Cone Dodger, 34 ahead of driver. But keep in mind, Cone still has to make his pit stop. I don't know the pit delta around here, but I feel like it's a good bit less than 33 seconds. So unless the unthinkable happens, Cone is cruising to another race victory here. Before long, Cone is going to be on a lap of his own. This is absolutely incredible driving by Cone. So now is a good time to go. Is a good time to go through the field. Presented by no one because we have no sponsor. First is Cone, setting incredible lap times. Gets a lap in the 130s there, 130.9. Second, XX driver who proves that he had pace in the dry, but can't seem to keep up with Cone in the wet. Third place is Intersport. Has just been drenched by horrible luck this race. He had a great strategy going, he said, but it just got ruined by Mobius. Fourth is Drive the Guard 88 in the Porsche. Fifth is Snipper Pig in the Bentley. Sixth is Daniel in the Renault. Seventh is Rome in the Cadillac. And then eighth is UDL Damage in the Nissan. So no great battles on track here. Before long we could have a good battle for P2 if Intersport can find a way to catch up to Cone. Intersport finds a way past Cone, then finds a way to close the gap a little bit. No, excuse me. If Intersport finds a way past driver, and then he closes up on Cone, he could be in a position to maybe win this race if he can get his strategy perfectly right. Because Cone still has to make a pit stop. He may wait till lap 28 to make that stop, which would probably be the best thing for him because no one can touch him speed-wise, except for Intersport, who set a 132.2 and Cone set a 132.1. So Intersport's proving that he's got pace, and he's catching up to driver really quickly, actually. So if he can find a way past, that'd be really good for Intersport. Because once again, Cone still has to make that stop. Oh me. P4, looking to drive the guard. Massive damage on that Porsche. Front end's barely staying on the car. He's got Snipper Pig behind who's closing up on him. We could have a good battle for P4 here. Snipper Pig can find some pace to catch up to drive the guard. Alright, so it looks like the Intersport still gaining on driver here. If I'm being quiet, I'm sorry, but there's really not a lot going on track here. Not a lot to really talk about. So naturally, let's go back up the cone, see how he's doing. He is ciphering his way through the lap traffic. Now let's take a look at the gap from second and third, still at about 12.7 seconds. Lap times this time by Intersport way faster than the cone. Cone's starting to lose a little bit of pace there. Maybe this race isn't over. We never know. But Cone still has to make that stop. When will he make that stop? No one knows. Only he knows. It's all going to come down to strategy. Who made the best strategy call? Then the gap from 5th to 4th now is closed up to about 7 seconds. Could drop under the 7-second mark any time here. As we will go on board here with Snipper Pig and see what it's like to really drive one of these things. So, oh wow, what's happened there? Guessing, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't have an explanation for that. I'm guessing an overcorrection or something, but that's a camera curse there. As soon as we cut to on board of Snipper, he just loses it, but still saves it, which is quite impressive. So back up the cone, we're really flying through this track here. We'll go back to trackside view. 43 seconds the gap now. Don't know the pit delta around here, but I feel like it's a lot less than 43 seconds. But Intersport really needs to find a way past driver if he wants any chance to win this race. Gonna come across with 10 laps to go. Make that 9 laps to go here from the Brands Hatch GP. STX Cone Dodger. One of the most dominant performances I've ever seen in Project Cars 2. I've never seen a driver just absolutely just come in and dominate a league race quite like he has. Gap now 44 seconds, but Intersport's still lapping quicker. He's really gained on driver here. We could see a great battle for P2. Gap now up to 9 seconds. Now going back down to 8 seconds. What is going to happen? Cone still has to make that pit stop. When will he make it? No one knows except for him. But he's got to make it soon. Either that or I just completely missed his pit stop. Back at the front, Cone Dodger, XX driver, but the gap from driver to Intersport still closing as the laps tick down. Intersport's not going to give it up easy. Intersport was the fastest guy on track last lap. Gap now less than 7 seconds. Intersport chasing down driver. .23 laps in the books now as we start lap 24. Well, actually, that's Cone Dodger on lap 24. He's got to make his pit stop soon. It's either that or I've completely missed it, and he's managed to win this thing almost on a lap of his own. But sometime, I think he's got a pit. Is he pitting this lap? He pits this lap. Cone in the pits. This lap. Is it enough to keep the lead? Comes driver in Intersport. See what they do here. Is it enough? Is it enough? Nowhere close. Cone already back on track. Heading back on track now is Cone. Rest of the field only out of sector 2. Wow. Okay, I misestimated the delta a lot. And Cone, unless the unthinkable happens, is going to cruise to another easy victory here. Driver and Intersport could be in a good battle for P2 here if we ain't careful. .25 of 29 laps completed. Remarkable stuff. Driver gets a little loose. Intersport's gonna gain just that much more. Sport's really gaining on Driver here. We could see a fantastic battle for P2 here in just a few laps. .0 seconds is the gap from second and third. Does Intersport have what it takes to chase down Driver and take away P2? What about Snipper and Guard? There might be a battle for P4 as well. Anything could happen here, folks. But Cone, 21 seconds is the gap to him to P2. Intersport closed up another second on to XX Driver. This may be the battle we stick with from here to the end of the race. It's the best battle on track, and it's barely even a battle. But I mean, hey, it's entertainment. So let's go here with XX Driver. See if he makes a mistake and opens up the door or Intersport or not. There he is, in frame there, just appearing in frame. Intersport is coming. A little sideways there from Driver. Here comes turn one, the corner that's taking out a lot of drivers from this race. There they go through turn one. Driver looks like he pretty much nails it. Intersport comes through, takes a better line, gains a little bit of time on him. Does Driver do through the hole? Gets a little interesting line there. Intersport really gaining on him now. Less than 3 seconds is the gap. Two laps to go. That's all that separates Cone and one of the greatest drives in league racing history. All he has to do is complete 2 consistent laps, and he does one of the most unthinkable things ever. He sweeps a race. He sweeps both races in the GT3 league. 2 laps. But as that's happening, P2, less than 2 seconds, Intersport. He is coming. Does he have what it takes to get past driver? It's one thing to catch up to someone, and it's another to make an overtake on someone. Does Intersport have what it takes to go? Driver gets a little loose. That's going to open the door up for Intersport. And Intersport has a glimmer of hope. He's within a second now. Within 1 second of getting P2, coming all the way back from P6, I think it was, to get to the second step on the podium. Does he have what it takes? 0.7 of a second separating him and P2 in one of the most epic comeback drives of all time. Up to about a second now. A little mistake there from Intersport, I believe, but as this is happening, it's the white flag in the Grand Prix. Cone Dodger. What a drive by Cone. But as this is happening, 1 second, that's the gap. P2, P3. Does Intersport have what it takes to get around the Ginetta? Ginetta's going to go a little bit sideways. Intersport's going to nail turn 1. He's going to gain a little bit of time here. Driver's usually a little bit loose around here. He is this time as well. Intersport's right on his diffuser. 0.3 of a second now. That's all that separates P2 and P3. Not a lot of passing zones here. So Intersport's really going to have to go something crazy. His driver's a little bit sideways. Intersport's going to be right on his diffuser. Intersport's going to pull out a line, and Intersport's going to try and make a move, I believe, around the inside. Finds the gap, can't make it stick, and the Ginetta closes him off. But Intersport, he's not backing down yet. As this is happening, Cone Dodger's going to win, but he's just going to go backwards across the line, as any logical human would do. What a drive by Cone. But no one cares about that because we've got a great battle for P2 on our hands. Ginetta versus Ferrari. Intersport right on the diffuser of XX driver. Who's going to take it to the outside? Goes Ferrari. Shut up, Warrior. I'm commentating. And the Ferrari to the outside. Who's going to take P2? It's Driver. Who's going to keep P2 from the feature race. Wow, what a battle for P2. Let's let me go and mute him real quick. What a battle for P2 we had there. No, I don't want to quit this section. Wow, it's incredible. Drive the guard, bringing home P4. P5 belongs to Snipper Pig. 6 is Dan. 7th is Rome. And 8th coming across the line. UDL damage. We're going to get some post-race interviews now. We're going first go with Cone. Cone, you got a copy? Cone, one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in league racing, sweeping both races this evening. How do you feel?
Feeling pretty good. I will admit I'm a little bit worried. I think I put myself into first in the championship, which means I'm going to be stuck with a terrible car for Algarve, which is not a strong track for me.
Gotcha. Come on. Don't say all of that now after you put on one of the most dominating drives in league racing history.
I think I got lucky for a lot of it. I know Driver had the pace in both races. I think Intersport did too. I know they both ran into a little bit of trouble in each of their respective races. I think I was really just able to keep it clean for both races, and I think that was really the only difference.
Right. Well, fantastic drive, dude, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. That was race winner Cone Dodger. We're gonna go back here. We're going to interview the second place man of driver. Hey driver. You got a copy? Hey man. So a pretty good drive there. Pretty intense battle at the end there with Intersport or P2. What was going through your head then? No problem. Gotcha. Yes. Oh, how'd you feel in that intense battle of the Intersport for P2 there at the end? Uh, yes. Fantastic drive, man. So one thing to point out that I saw, it seemed that almost on every single lap in turn two in the tight hairpin, uh, and that looked just a little bit slidey almost. Care to explain why you think that is? Right. Well, fantastic drive, man. That's a fantastic podium, and it's going to be some great points in the standings. And good luck on the rest of the season. That that was driver who finished in P2. So now we're going to go to our P3 driver in Mr. Intersport 37. Uh, Intersport, you got a copy? Hey man, fantastic recovery drive there to come back from P6 to P3 and get a spot onto the podium. Towards the end there, you had a fantastic battle with driver for P2. Uh, all good, man. Yeah, so a pretty good battle there with driver for P2 there on the final lap. So care to explain what was going through your head then? Right, yeah. Well, fantastic drive, dude, and good luck on the rest of the season. Oh, wait. So have you and Mobius talked at all after the race or not? All right. That's what drivers do. Well, fantastic drive, man, and good luck on the rest of the season. All right, guys, that's going to conclude the broadcast for the PC2 GT3 League, hosted by Intersport 37. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's been Sinister Al. Good day.